Sleep paralysis, perhaps one of the most terrifying and misunderstood phenomena of the human experience. Imagine lying in bed, aware that you're awake, but unable to move. Your heart races as a sense of dread creeps over you. And then, from the shadows, a figure emerges. What many describe as a demon, a sinister presence sitting on your chest, stealing your breath. For centuries, people have experienced these waking nightmares, often attributing them to supernatural forces. Tonight, we'll dive into the chilling history of the sleep paralysis demon, exploring the psychology behind it, the sociological history of its place in folklore, and why stories of these entities continue to haunt us today. You're watching Phantom Astronaut's Midnight Mystery School, where we explore the eerie, the unexplained, and the supernatural. Before we drift into tonight's mystery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Check the links in the description for more ways to support, so we can continue uncovering the unknown together. The fear of being trapped between wakefulness and sleep is not a modern phenomenon. Cultures throughout history have described nightmarish entities that prey on people during these vulnerable moments of sleep. One of the earliest known references to what we now call sleep paralysis comes from ancient Mesopotamia. A winged figure with dark, seductive power was said to torment men in their sleep. In ancient Greece, the condition was often attributed to supernatural creatures known as epielos, or the incubus, a male demon believed to sit on a sleeper's chest, suffocating them with their weight. Similarly, the Norse believed in the mare, a malevolent spirit that would ride on a person's chest as they slept, causing nightmares and paralysis. These early descriptions share a common thread, an overwhelming sense of helplessness and terror, with the belief that these night terrors were not just the product of the mind, but manifestations of dark forces that preyed on the sleeping. But why did these terrifying experiences become associated with demons, spirits, and supernatural entities? Part of the answer lies in the human need to make sense of the unknown. Sleep paralysis, by its very nature, is a state of intense vulnerability. Without understanding the science behind it, early cultures turned to supernatural explanations for the terrifying sensations of paralysis and the vivid, often horrifying hallucinations that accompanied it. But even as our understanding of the human mind evolved, these stories of sleep paralysis demons persisted, haunting us across centuries. So, what exactly is sleep paralysis? From a scientific standpoint, sleep paralysis occurs when a person transitions between sleep stages, often while entering or exiting REM sleep. During REM, the brain effectively paralyzes the body to prevent movement while dreaming. But when the brain wakes up before the body does, you experience a waking paralysis, a terrifying state where you are conscious but unable to move. For many, this paralysis is accompanied by vivid hallucinations, often dark, shadowy figures that seem to loom over the bed or sit on the chest. Psychologists attribute these hallucinations to the brain's attempt to make sense of the disorienting experience of waking paralysis. The mind, caught between wakefulness and sleep, fills in the gaps with nightmarish imagery. But why demons? Why do so many people, across different cultures and time periods, report seeing dark, malevolent figures during sleep paralysis? One theory is that the experience of being paralyzed while fully conscious triggers an innate fear response. The brain, in a state of heightened anxiety, conjures figures that represent danger or threat, demons, spirits, or shadowy figures that embody the fear of being overpowered. In essence, these hallucinations are shaped by our deepest fears. But this doesn't fully explain why sleep paralysis demons appear in such similar forms across different cultures. To understand this, we need to explore the sociological aspects of these experiences. The fear of sleep paralysis demons is deeply ingrained in cultural history, and while the specific details of these entities may vary from region to region, their core elements remain strikingly similar. In Japan, the phenomenon is known as kanashibari, where a person feels as though they are bound or restrained by an unseen force. In parts of Southeast Asia, people speak of the Fayam, a spirit that sits on the chest of sleepers, stealing their breath. In Newfoundland, Canada, the phenomenon is called the old hag. Many describe an old woman crouching on their chest, preventing them from breathing or moving. In Africa, the entity is often seen as a witch or evil spirit coming to steal the soul of the paralyzed sleeper. What's fascinating about these stories is that, despite the differences in cultural interpretations, they all share key elements: paralysis, a sense of oppression, and the presence of a dark, malevolent figure. From a sociological perspective, sleep paralysis demons serve as a way for cultures to make sense of the mysterious and terrifying experience of waking paralysis. In societies where spiritual beliefs are closely tied to health and illness, and these experiences are often seen as supernatural attacks, a battle between the forces of good and evil, playing out in the vulnerable state between sleep and wakefulness. But even as scientific understanding of sleep paralysis has grown, the stories of these demons continue to thrive in modern popular culture. The idea of being haunted by an unseen force during sleep has found its way into countless films, TV shows, and books. One of the most well-known representations of the sleep paralysis demon in modern media comes from the documentary The Nightmare. This 2015 film explores the real-life accounts of 8 people who have experienced sleep paralysis and the terrifying hallucinations that come with it. In the documentary, several participants describe seeing shadowy figures, sometimes accompanied by a feeling of suffocation or the sense that something sinister was standing at the foot of their bed. These vivid depictions mirrored the experience of countless others, making the sleep paralysis demon a central figure in horror narratives. Horror films like Insidious and Veronica have also tapped into the sleep paralysis phenomenon, using the fear of being frozen in place while dark, supernatural forces close in. These films play on the universal fear of helplessness and vulnerability, drawing from the very real experiences of those who have suffered from sleep paralysis. In online forums, Reddit threads, and social media groups, people from all over the world share their own stories of encounters with these shadowy beings. The modern internet has become a new kind of folklore, where personal experiences and shared fears blend into a collective mythology that continues to grow. Thank you for watching Phantom Astronaut's Midnight Mystery School. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. And check the links in the description for more ways to support. And I will see you out there.